Hi, in this video I'm going to be finishing my slime shady pendant. It took us a couple of weeks to get sorted, and I did run into a couple of issues, but I have managed to get them sorted out. But let's get started. The first thing I'm going to show is the process of how I made the hair and the beard. And I will be showing this on the beard because it's the biggest piece, even though it didn't get included in the final thing. First thing I had to do for the piece was to cut it out. I would then file the pieces to make them smoother and look nicer. The final thing to do was to solder the piece to the mask. I repeated this over and over, and this was how I made all the hair. But a little bit in, I ended up removing the ear and the beard. I did try and file it up so it looked like it was coming more out of the mask, but it still wasn't working, so I just ended up abandoning it. And for the strap on the mask, I had to glue it into place because after I'd put the tape on it, it wasn't fitting in my ring clamp. This is where I was about halfway through, but I did end up taking the beard off. The middle bit where the hair is missing, that was quite a complex bit which I was trying to just put off until I had a bit more practice with the other bits, and the bit underneath that was where the ear was gone, so I just had to kind of make it up. I also did a lot of file work just to help it look a bit more 3D. After getting all the pieces together, I sanded them so it was going together more smoothly. I also re-engraved the nose quite a lot. After doing all the hair and sanding it, I added the words, but I lost the shady part, the recording that is, so... The problem I noticed a little bit later was that as I was soldering the words onto the whole pendant, some of the solder that was holding them letters together had flown out of the joints, which had left grooves in, so I had to put a bit more solder on and heat it up again to get rid of them. I then soldered the bail on and put it in the acid. I then filed up a few quick bits. I then polished both the pendant and the chain I made in my last video. I start with brown polish on an oaten mop, which I think I'm allowed to use. I've been told I can. Then I moved on to rouge on a stitched mop, and then I went back to rouge on a oaten mop. the ultrasonic cleaner, which doesn't do much good because it's so small, and it was like 30 quid. But it does get rid of a bit of the stuff after about half an hour in there. The problem that I had with the polishing was that muck was getting stuck in between the two stone settings and it wasn't going away. So the only thing I could think of was to use some very fine sandpaper that I had to try and get rid of it. Now for the absolute terrifying bit was setting the stones. First thing I did was push them into place. I then used some pliers with duct tape wrapped around them and pressed in on the claws slowly until it was set. And then gave it a final bit of polish, and that was it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. It's taken us about a month, this project, and I'm going to be moving on to some other stuff shortly. I've actually got 2 videos which I'm excited for coming up. I am happy with the pendant. I think the hair's a bit messier than it could be. I don't like how the mask isn't polished properly, and I think I could have set the stones a bit better, but there's nothing I can do. But if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you shortly.